ever, annual, and last hopefully until the next board and realizes he has nothing else to do with his goddamn life. Roast of Ofir Eyal, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not dry, it's not bitter,
Now, in case you've never been to a roast before, or watched one of the roasts on television from either back in the day or the modern ones with the people like Flavor Flav or Roseanne Barr, what the fuck are you doing, Jew?
Building. I'm arranging.
A carpenter like your father? Thank you. If you're not aware of this interaction, ladies and gentlemen, this roast will get nasty. Basically, you're going to watch a bunch of people that consider themselves friends punch each other in the face with words. For your own amusement. We will then proceed to take said fists and shove them up each other's asses. What? Oh, first you have to say your safe word, jello feathers. And then you move this one away. Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be roasting Ofir. We'll be no holds barred. We're going to be making fun of people's past, people's present, people's future. People that are living, people that are dead. People that we wish were dead. Absent friends, present enemas, and everyone in between. Yes, I glanced at you, Mark, with a C, during one of those. I'm not cars in my life. Why would you listen? Dirty like cake. Oh, I love it that you're sitting in the same seat of the kid that looks exactly like you. And the thing is, he didn't bore me for 4 hours about The Who. So, how dare he make a Pete Townsend incel? Oh, fuck it. Anyway, I read that post. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we're all here to roast Ofir, and we decided that we wanted to bring out the biggest, funniest people from his past and the cast's past, but instead we ended up with these fuckers up here instead. We're going to be starting off tonight with Bart. Oh, Bart, you sweet, beautiful thing. Bart flew all the way down. In case you didn't know, Bart moved away a few years ago. He moved, drove.
Yeah, he drove.
I am so sorry. Yeah, he ended up being one of our fellow cast members, was key and integral to everything our cast did. He kind of was part of the renaissance of the cast, and then he decided to move up north. It was a beautiful move for him. Unfortunately, I had to give up Nala, his beloved dog, that just didn't know how to behave. So after he had that gap in his life and no longer had that bitch, he decided to get engaged to Danielle. What a lovely transition and filler. It's okay. It's good. Just take a breath, at least. Goddamn. But no, Bart's adorable. When he first joined cast, I had such a crush on him. I just wanted him to do the truffle shuffle on my face. It was delicious. And of course, Bart is one of those people that has that conflict of, he has his past and then his Rocky Horror present. He was a born-again Christian, yet loves horror movies. Which, I mean, born-again Christian I never understood because, it was fun the first time. Unfortunately, there were some people that were going to be up here that unfortunately are not here tonight. We were going to have Bri Pie as part of these festivities. I know. Unfortunately, he's over playing Hedwig over at Hedwig and the Angry Inch over at Revolutions Theater tonight. Bri Pie is a sweetheart. I'm going to miss him tonight. We always had this rivalry between us. But we, pardon? Who can be gayer? Well, yeah, basically, whatever. It's like Oregon Trail. We had this, turns into this stick figure. You killed a bear. You're gonna eat for 6 months. Okay. But, we got closer recently. He's actually become very, very out loud about, he just tested HIV positive. And through all the things that he and I fought over and disagreed about, back in the day he used to say that he would always be thinner and get more of the boys, and now he will be forever. And I'm so glad about that. What? Shut the fuck up! Again, positive. So anyway, unfortunately, Bride Pie isn't here tonight, and you should get used to that. Was supposed to be here as well. For those of you that didn't know, Stout also was kind of from the era of Bard back when we had, transies that mattered. Turbo, Nitro, what the fuck are you calling yourselves nowadays? Anyway, Stout's adorable. He's got the body of G.I. Joe, the personality of Andy Kaufman, and the voice of Porky Pig. He's going to be missed tonight. But instead, we have people like George. George at the end. Hello, George. He used to be Ofir's roommate, and like all the other roaches and pests, he got eradicated out of there. It's cute. George is that important friend that you need to know. That way, years from now, when they turn into the Batman movie killer, that you can say, "I knew him when." I know, he was always so quiet, We have Kevin as well tonight. Hello, Kevin Sigmund. Orlando's own short round. Now, Kevin and I met Kevin when he was coming back to my local theater department. We went to the same high school, years apart, and we've grown together to become really close friends, all because of this damn cast that Ofir started. We found out that, Kevin basically has 3 passions in life: theater, ice cream, and cock. He is desperately trying to find out how to combine all 3. Please note that his next performance will be a performance art piece at the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival 2013 entitled Slurp, Confessions of a Lactose Intolerant Panda. I'm not funny. Oh, Kevin, it's sweet. It's good to have you here, and I know this is going to be the only part of the roast that you're going to remember because it's about you. Also, we have Lee here, ladies and gentlemen. Bringing some heterosexual realness to the table. Lee also was on cast with us, and now he's with Real Radio, ladies and gentlemen. I know, because nothing says punk rock and liberal like working for fucking Clear Channel. Anyway, no, Lee, we would have beautiful, hot, sweaty sex as I rub my cock against that big, ugly forehead of yours. And boldly go where all your friends in high school probably did while you were drunk and passed out at a party. It's okay. No, you see, I really like Lee because he's covered. Actually, show some of them. You are covered in beautiful, embarrassing bro tattoos that if you lick taste like regret. It's his meeting call to fellow ladies to let him know that they too will be embarrassed and filled with regret as well if they date him. Also, we have Miss Anna D in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Anna's my drag daughter, ladies and gentlemen. And all because of that very fact, it's the reason why I'm going to vote for Obama, because I believe in every drag queen's right to a safe and legal abortion. You might have recognized Anna from her 1 second on Logo TV for her Emmy Award losing appearance on RuPaul's Drag Race that never fucking happened. It's okay. One time a cast member fell down on stage, got more views on YouTube than you did, honey. She busted her tooth, too. And then, of course, our man of the hour, Ofir. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be proud of yourselves tonight. We are going to reenact exactly what all the Nazis tried to do 50 years ago and roast the Jew. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, as you all know, even though he was raised Jewish, Ofir is an atheist, and of course you would be too if you were married to Keely. If you stare into the abyss, it fucking stares back and asks for alimony checks for us for life. Oh, I'm sorry, financial consultations. Anyway, no, Ofir, it's good to see you dressed up finally, even though you're wearing Crocs. Those aren't ugly. Oh, it's so nice to see a son of a millionaire dressed like a homeless person all the time. Oh, your time.
It's called H&M, bitch.
Bitch, we can sew two of them together. I have a seamstress, Omar the tent maker. Where do you think Anna got her clothes from? Miss Large and Lovely Continental Shelf, ladies and gentlemen. It's really sweet. You've done so much for Rocky Horror and weird theater in general, and bringing all the people in this room together. It's absolutely freaking incredible, Ofir, and we want to thank you tonight for giving us a forum to be as weird as we want to be, to let our hair down, to realize who the fuck we are, and to perfect, or whatever the fuck this is, our art in a safe, fun, nurturing environment with our own little island of misfit toys. And you put that together, and it's incredible. So ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Ofir Eyal. Without further ado, I would like to briskly go on to our first roaster tonight. Please give your hands a little exercise because it's going to take him a while to get up here because he's fat. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for Mark Jones!
For that warm introduction. You may go back to your sweating and heavy breathing. let's give it up for Logan. Come on, let's give it a round of applause. He's doing a great job. I would have expected nothing less, especially since this gig doesn't require math, good judgment, poise, or passing the president's physical fitness exam. And once again, it's proving the liberals what right. Remo? Right.
It's because you're conservative.
I know. Finally, brown people really are doing all the jobs white people didn't want to do. So I'm so glad you're taking it. Did we ever figure out what kind of brown you are?
No.
Is it Italian, Cuban, Jersey Shore, pre-bleached asshole? You kind of look like the creature that lives under the Keebler elf tree. Oh well, if it was important, I'm sure there would have been a meme about it. Okay, is everyone having fun so far? Yeah! Look at this great venue you guys got here. I couldn't think of a more appropriate place for me to say hateful, hurtful things to a room full of gay people. And again, we did let Keely plan it. You know, the last thing she planned came out with extra chromosomes. Look at this place. Maybe I should just spray paint my notes on the side of the building. Be more well, don't get started making plans to, cover me in another rainbow mural quite yet. Everything I say tonight is going to be out of love and to make this old callous asshole laugh a little bit. Because, for him, seeing people in pain is second only to charging to see people in pain. Thank you. Wow, look at all my old friends here. Oh, it's so great to see all of you. And look at this crazy group of people here just ready to call me just horrible things. I mean, this is why I left Indiana. I mean, look at this. All the diversity. In Indiana, we didn't have gays. We didn't have atheists. We didn't have drag queens. We did have fat. Yeah. White trash. Hi, Lee. Long time no squeal like a pig, eh? managing to fit in with the people that haven't tried to build their own meth lab? Now, some of you might not know it, but our little Lee here, he's quite the little headbanger. Yeah, rock on. So yeah, it's true. No, some nights he just bangs his little head up and down until his throat is all sore and raw. It's just terrible. But you know, it's so much worse when he's banging his head for the guys he's going down on at the time. I mean, as he just swings his bug-infested heavy metal dreadlocks around like a horny Willow Smith, he just leaves him scarred and bloody like Kunta Kinte. I'm lying, of course. Lee has no hair. He's bald, and not in the attractive way. Sorry, Lee. He's almost as bald as Anna's fake pussy. Hi, Anna. How you doing? How you doing, baby? Anorexia deluxe. Whereas the fast food industry knows her, deluxe with cheese. Glad to see Amanda here tonight. I'm guessing TLC gave you the night off. Do you guys know our little Michael here has his own show? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, and gentlemen that think they're ladies, may I present to you the one, the only, Honey Boo Boo. Oh, give her a round of applause. It must have been very tough scheduling this bullshit between your vigorous shooting schedule and your need to consume half your body weight in plants a day. You heard of Body by Jake? This is Body by Cake. No laughs.
We don't work out, bitch.
No. Now, everyone, please don't hound her for autographs after the show. She was up very early working on her makeup and pounding fresh dents into her cellulite. And she needs her beauty rest, lots of it. So it's okay, boo-boo, you can just relax. No need to be on quite yet. No one's here who's going to judge you or the monster you've become. Just go ahead and let your hair down, please. It'll cover your face. It might filter out some of that smell. No, sit next to her. It's like low tide over there. The illusion of movement is complete. Well, okay, enough about you. I got bigger fish to fry. Well, maybe not big. Okay, on to our favorite panda bear, Kevy. Kevy, you know, you stand out amongst all these train wrecks on the stage as one of the few people that escaped Rocky Horror and went on to do anything else. No, really. Bri, you know, he escaped and now he's playing a drag. He's escaped playing a drag queen at Rocky to playing a drag queen at Hedwig. Dorothy and Jackie went from stripping at Rocky to stripping. Logan went from hosting Rocky Horror at midnight to hosting other movies at midnight. And I went from telling stupid, awful jokes for a Rocky Horror cast to telling stupid, awful jokes to a Rocky Horror cast.
But we get paid.
Yeah. So I want you to watch this guy over here. Watch Kevy and follow his example. Now that you're out, it'd be a shame if you went from, you know, watching young men run around in their underwear at Rocky to being completely useless, like George. I'm kidding, George. You are completely useless. Under Obama, it probably pays pretty well to father so many unwanted children. Oh, too real? Sorry. But hey, maybe one day you'll get to go on Maury and have a nice tearful reunion. It'll be great. Maybe Ember will be there with you. Maybe it'll follow a special episode of Jerry Springer with Lee's family. Well, enough talking about unwanted children. Back to talking to the unwanted children. Hi, Kevy. Sorry, Kevy, I know you're all excited for me to get up here and just make fun of you in some horrific way, but I'm
still waiting.
I'm just, you know, yeah, instead I'm standing up here just sucking your dick, and, you know, I figured someone should for once. Now, I know pandas don't fuck each other, but usually that's a choice. What's the deal, Kevy? Even Bunny gets laid. His neck that looks like paparazzi's well-fucked asshole after the Don't you know that most of the honkies out here have an Asian on their fucket list? Hell, if I were you, instead of engaged, straight, monogamous, like the Lord Jesus Christ says we should be, I would be out there chugging more white cock than Courtney at Nerdapalooza. To run into her, I just go stand next to Dorothy for 5 minutes and wait for her to come along and copy whatever Dorothy's doing. Now let's see, okay. There was supposed to be some dude named Tommy Connett that was supposed to be up here tonight. None of you know him. He's one of Ofir's friends that Ofir doesn't actually care enough about to talk about. So I had a bunch of material written on this guy, and he went and canceled on us. You know, how fucked is that? So if anyone ever sees this guy, I have a message, and I want you to give it to him from me, okay? Hey, I haven't met you, and this is crazy, but fuck you, Tommy, I'm still gonna roast your hairy dumbass anyway. And I must say, it's really tough trying to roast someone I've never met before, but if you're Ofir's friend, it's a safe bet you're either gay, fat, or both. But we already have plenty of gay and fat on stage. So instead, I made like Troy, and I went online to steal some material. I found some great insults from around the world, and I think these are going to be perfect. Okay, let's go through some of these. These are good. Number 1, Chupe mantequilla de mi culo. From Spain, it means go suck the butter from my ass. Second thought, you might like that. I know Logan does. I can hear the boner trying to push its way through his pants right now. Or it's his chair giving way. Number 2. Ira bi afas cedar imak. That's Arabic. It means my dick is in your mother's ribcage. Moving on. Number 3 from Ireland. You're as thick as a bull's walt. What does walt mean? It actually means erect bull penis. Yes, I ruined Walt Disney for all of you now. Fuck you, Tommy. Number 4. Gladna Karpatska Valachisk S Dalek Casa Minute de Ti Pridiba. Fuck me. That's Bulgarian for let a hungry Carpathian long-haired she-wolf blow your dick fuck. I don't know. Number 5. Dabog de Trazio Detzu Garagavium Barikiam. That's Serbian for may God make you search for your children with a Geiger counter. Must be regional. Serbian people. Is Bunny Serbian? That explains so much. And finally, out of Romania, it's not the first time it's been said, and surely it won't be the last. Sami baga mana and kursi sami faka laba lakakat. Yeah, it means stick your hand in my ass and jerk off with my shit. So yes, take that, Tommy, and call me maybe. Well, that was fun. You know what else used to be fun? 5 degrees of bri pie. Now, for those of you that don't know what that is, 5 degrees of bri pie is when you guess how many sexual partners you are away from bri pie. It's not so fun now, I guess. But I guess the list probably came very in handy when making all those phone calls. Now, I still love bri pie, even though God gave up on him. I really wish he was here tonight, but apparently he is inconsistent with his scheduling as he is with his condom use. So, fucking we'll move on. Well, don't fuck him, you know, AIDS. Now let's move on to a much sexier disease. And I'm not talking about the cancer that's slowly rotting Bunny from the inside out. Oh, well, wait, Bun, what's it feel like to be one of the few people in this world that's as awful on the inside as the outside? Oh, okay, that that's rough. But really, it's like you put Fred Phelps inside the kid from Mask. Or you put Adolf Hitler, you shoved him into Donatella Versace. Or you took Courtney and you put her inside Shalimar. Let's talk about the sexiest of all the diseases, gingivitis. Now, right now, I'm sure you're saying, there sure are a lot of jack-o'-lantern smiles on this cast. Oh, he's not here. But there's one particular smile I wanted to focus in on. Hi, George. Oh, George. I lost my place. George, I know I was kind of rough on you tonight with the whole unwanted child thing, but, you know, I really want to commend you now, because I have to say, your list of sexual conquests is pretty damn impressive, especially when you have to consider that each of those girls had to succumb to running a tongue across that black M&M in your mouth. Now, I have to guess that making out with George is kind of like an episode of Ren and Stimpy when they show that detailed still shot of inside the mouth, you know, the one where it's got, you know, the gooey gums and you see the exposed nerves twitching, and, you know, there's one of the tooths is replaced by a piece of wood with a nail sticking out. It's pretty nasty stuff. But at least he's not bald. And at least he gets laid. At least he's not morbidly obese. Okay, but enough foreplay. Let's get to the big fat old fucking main event. My dear friend Ofir. I was super excited when I found out this roast was actually going to happen, but then it hit me. I had to roast Ofir. I mean, how does one do that? He's Jewish, and obviously I can't compete with what the Nazis have already done to the Jews. He's gay, so he's already flaming. And he's an atheist, so he's going to burn in hell anyway. So what to do? I mean, sure, he's hideously fat, but, you know, fat jokes are boring and kind of pointless when you're sharing a stage with so many failed bulimics. I suppose we could squeeze in a few jokes about his awful sense of style, you know, flip-flops and wife beaters may work at Lee's family reunion, but one would expect a little more elegance from someone that presses his own coffee. I mean, come on. Isn't there some sort of gay bylaw requiring you to dress even a little nice? Where's the zhuzh? Where's the product? Where's the little neckerchief? And again, you have to admire someone so utterly above pretension that they go to a Broadway show dressed like Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger. I can also attack his self-obsessed greediness. I mean, every time anyone has ever entered his house, he always greeted you with the same callous question. Let's all say it together on the count of 3, shall we? 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, me!
Did I hold up a cue card? Is this the phrase you want under your picture in the yearbook of life over here? Next to your list of accomplishments like having a house without a driveway, losing a toe, being married to Keely. But then again, you're also one of the most generous people I know. You're always loaning desperate people money for their failed theater productions. When you know in your heart that they're gonna fail. And you always make sure these hungry poor cast members get the best food that they can with only minimal feet rubbing in exchange. And you've given up your very own bed to more runaway gay kids than Jerry Sandusky could ever dream of. No, not in the rapey kind of way. All the raping took place down the hall. Or wherever Zoe, Brad, or Courtney decided to spread clam that night. But to be fair to them, it was never legitimate rape. Maybe the best way to roast Ofir isn't his looks or his Moses Gibbon thriftiness. Maybe the best way to judge him is by the company he keeps. I mean, let's look at this room for a second. It's full of just awful, awful people. Disgusting waste of space. These aren't the princes of Maine. These aren't the kings of New England you were raising here. No, that was a smart joke. See, they missed it.
I just wasn't laughing.
It's more likely that someone in this room became famous for doing bath salts and eating someone than walking around the room. This room is more likely to set the record for creating diseases than curing them. Look at Bunny's neck. Just look at it. No, I'm not immune. I mean, look at me. I'm no prize pig eater. I'm not a flower that rose from this dirt. I'm just as bad as everyone else here, well, maybe except for Michael. I'm terrible with money. I got fired from Disney for reading Batman reviews. I'm on my way to a heart attack. I have to hypocritically serve a God that's in favor of stoning all my friends. Then again, I do have a pretty good job now. I am getting married this year, and I'm buying a house soon, and I lost 50 pounds this year, so maybe I'm doing pretty good. So what the fuck is wrong with the rest of you? Okay.
We haven't slept with warthogs yet. That's
Warthogs. Okay. Now, if I may, I want to put aside all of this, joking and fake insults for a minute and get real. Ofir, I want you to know that you are truly one of the finest people I've ever known. You have forever changed my life for the better, and you've helped change the way I see the world completely. When I came to Florida, I honestly didn't know any gay men, I didn't know any atheists. I came from living in a little Baptist bubble that taught me that atheists have no morals, that they're tools of the devil, I shouldn't have contact with them, and that all homosexuals are perverts and pedophiles and they all deserve to rot in hell for what they've done.
Oh, that's true.
To all the people I used to know, I have to say, you have not met Ofir Eyal. He's kind, he's moral, he's giving, he's loving, and he's what every one of us should aspire to. And I say without a doubt in my mind that if more people were like Ofir, then the world would be a much saner place. Everything would be clean, religion would be discussed calmly over a lovely slice of tiramisu, and the debate over gender preference and basic civil rights wouldn't even exist. I love you, Ofir. You're my friend, you're my mentor. You're going to be the best man at my wedding. I think you should all applaud him before Disney tries to buy his awesomeness in another merger.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Jones! Well, ladies and gentlemen, our next roaster comes all the way from Ofir's guest bedroom. And now Maitland, or wherever you've decided to quarantine yourself. Now, the next performer also hasn't really gotten up in front of large crowds and spoken many times. I explained to him that this is kind of like a LAN party, but you look into people's eyes. So I think I got through to him. But the good part is also, if he's bad, you all get community service points for this. So, bonus. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for George!
Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Best applause I'm gonna get all night. Thanks. Let's see. I've been on cast since I think 05. I actually tried to look this up today. The best history I can find is my emails, and I have emails from 06 where I've been talking for a long time. So I must have been here since 05. So this is like 6 years, 6.5, and it's flying by. I came because my girlfriend at the time. I came, and then I went to see Rocky. I came with Steph. Some of you know Steph, and through her, is how I met Ofir. I met Logan. I met Kevin, Bart. The rest of you pretty much haven't joined yet. Straight at Bunny. All right, rest of you. Well, as you know, I lived with Ofir. Before the current house and all you know, there was a condo back in the day. And in the back section of the upper floor was, the master bedroom and the guest bedroom. And before me, I was lucky enough to inherit Bride Pie's futon. So
So is that 1 or 2 degrees?
I think I'm 0 now because I imagine bride pie is still splattered across that futon. Unfortunately, I had to sleep on it for about 9 months, and then we moved into the house. So that was, and then I got Ofir's bed, which still had bride pie splattered across it. Under the stairs for this condo, we have the tool shed. It's, Ofir's tool collection now takes up half of his garage, if you've seen it. The other half is other people's furniture. We called this the Cape of Wonders. It was a clever name. I mean, initially that was bride pie's anus, but, but we figured, tool being kept in the anus is better than... So, enough of the history about me. I think we should start discussing other people. And not much of a public speaker. I did what needs to be done only behind the scenes. Lights, tech, building stuff, computers, things like that. So, other people wanted to be in the spotlight, I let them. That was not a problem for me. But unfortunately, now I'm in the spotlight. We're sitting up here. This normally would be the dais. This is where they put all the roasters. This should be the gayest, because it's the gayest dais I've ever seen. Now, to try to prevent myself from rambling, which hasn't happened, but I decided if I'm going to be insulting these people, let me use movies that came out this year. I can talk about movies all day. I can find something to relate to other people instead of feelings, things of that normal people. Now, if we're going to start with this gayest up here, I think we're going to start with Lee, because I like Lee the least. Now, if I had to think about, me and him spent plenty of time on the couch. Because I was practically homeless for about 9 months and I slept on the couch. Lee, I assume, was homeless, or he didn't go home. But he also slept on the couch. Different couches. It happens. Now, when it comes to movies, I tried to think of a movie that best, what represents Lee the best. And the best I could think of was Sherlock Holmes Game of Shadows. Came out around Christmas time. I'm like, that movie's vaguely British, but not really. It was okay. I can't speak bad about it. I just, Another movie that came out this year was 1,000 Words, which this was an Eddie Murphy movie that nobody saw, which is fine. I didn't want to see Lee. He slept on the other couch, though. The plot of this movie was Eddie Murphy was cursed by this gypsy. He only had 1,000 words left to say in his life, and then he was dead. That was his curse. So he had to go through life not speaking. That never happened. I would be happy with 500 words, but, Eddie Murphy was funny back in the day, but, after you spent a little bit of time with him, he kind of stops being funny. All right, now, next person I'm going to do is Logan. Great, you're sitting next to each other. I thought about movies that, I think of, Logan when I see these movies. The first movie I saw was Ted. Ted just came out with Seth MacFarlane. It's actually the #1 highest grossing rated comedy of all time. So, congratulations for Seth MacFarlane doing something live action. But the problem was, if you've seen one of his bits, you've seen all his... And what's even funnier is, he's not the first person to do it. He just kind of borrows some other people. Another movie that came out was Amazing Spider-Man. Mark Webb, Andrew Garfield. It was pretty good, but I kind of like the originals with, Sam Raimi first, so... I mean, it's not bad. I would never insult it, not to its face, but... yeah, I was left lacking. For my next person, by the way, this is my Nicholas Sparks notebook. That's the gayest thing I have tonight, sorry. All right, for Kevy, Kevy's the next person. Try to find movies. Kevy was a tough person to try to find a movie which I thought was representative of him. The first one I noticed was called The Raid Redemption. A lot of you probably haven't seen it. Some of you have. It's all subtitles, so you know Kevy loves it. You know.
It's my animation.
Yeah. And, I thought it was because you like kung fu. Either way. Now it's this great indie film. Everybody's talking about it. Critically acclaimed, except nobody cares. And you're probably going to keep talking about it. The fact that nobody else cares. The other movies came out this year was Dictator with Sacha Baron Cohen. I thought, okay, I can see how this is. You know, when he's in charge, he wants things a specific way. Like, really dictator-like. Yet, he's still kind of an asshole when you meet him in real life. You know, no matter, he speaks his mind, you're like, oh, why did you have to say that? The last film I thought was Prometheus. This is Ridley Scott's new film that just came out. The not really prequel to Aliens, or Alien, but, you know, it's set in the same universe. But it was a grand spectacle, which, you know, anytime I've seen Kevy do anything, it's a grand spectacle. Lots of poor decisions, though. You know? I mean, it takes itself way too seriously. Like, you see this film, it's like, yeah, this is a great film. It's like, oh no, it was okay. Yeah, I liked it. You know, it was a good show, I guess. Now we're gonna work this way. We're gonna go to Bart. Bart's a horror fan. First movie I saw was that I thought of him was VHS. Horror anthology came out, similar to Trick or Treat if you've seen that, or Twilight Zone, or you know, it's an anthology of stories, which you know, a lot of times Bart has all these sort of stories that he tells too, with all these characters that nobody cares about. Usually he was in these stories that he would tell with some characters nobody cared about. Then another horror movie I saw was The Devil Inside. And not that, you know, he's a Christian and he's trying to keep the devil outside of his heart, but he's actually swallowed the devil and the devil's inside him right now. And so every time the venom comes out of his mouth, you know, at words of me or fear or, you know, Kevy, it's the devil escaping and, you know, he's got to say a Hail Mary to keep him back inside.
There's cocks in hell.
Last film was Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods was a Joss Whedon film. You know, thank you. It had lots of inside references. You know, you'd pause it and there was all these different characters from different movie references and things like that. And this is pretty much the way Bart speaks. You know, he'll make references to lots of things you don't get. You know, have you seen this film? No. It was just like this film. That's great, you know. And it's so meta into itself that you kind of lose interest halfway there.
We know what that's like.
Now for next person we have Michael. Michael's over there. Look through the movies. Best films I could find that represent Michael was Alvin and Chipmunk's Shipwrecked. Because no matter how much you want, the high-pitched squealing would just not stop. Another film was The Grey with Liam Neeson, some people know him as Wolf Puncher. The Grey? Anyway, look it up, IMDb. You watch it like you kept waiting for it to get good, and it never did. You had Project X. This was an independent film, like a found footage where these kids threw this house and party. Annoying characters that they had, you know, they weren't real life, it was a character they portrayed. That, you know, this whole life of excess, and you watch the film and you ended up not really caring about any of them. You don't feel bad that they burned down their house, so they set the trees on fire. And I wouldn't care if he burned down his house.
Whoa. Hey. He's like alcohol.
Another film I thought was nice was Total Recall. You know, that was a good film that represents him. You know, I'll be honest, I like the original first when Logan did it, but you know, if he wants to remake it, that's fine, you know. And the last one was Think Like a Man, you know. It's, you know, he may think like a man, but he dresses like the human thumb wrapped in red saran wrap. I'm sorry. The human thumb is the name of Honey Boo Boo's mom. So. Alright, last person I have is Brian Pie. Sadly, he's not here, which is, you know. I only have a couple things to say about him, which is good, because he doesn't have much time left. Films that I saw for him, first one was War Horse. Steven Spielberg film, you know, I didn't watch it honestly. I didn't care enough about it. But I know of it. I know lots of guys write them, probably bareback. That ties into Battleship, you know. Full seaman, done. Alright, now I have a joke for you guys. What do you call a virgin gay boy on cats?
What?
Somebody who can run faster than Brian Pie. Now, of course, we had two big releases this year, The Hunger Games and The Avengers, both awesome films, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess they could all be a part of these shows. Now, for Hunger Games, I figure I'm going to use names. If you haven't heard the books, it's probably going to be lost on you. I'm sorry. Bride Pie is going to be Foxface. Foxface was one of the last couple of people. They got into trouble because they went after somebody else's berries. Think about that. Okay. Now we have Kato. That was the last blonde-haired guy who was fighting, you know, the heroes up to the last second. That's going to be Lee. That full of anger, you know, and gets killed off at the last second. You know, I could live with that. You know. And he does have more hair. Now, I'm glad that they sit these two next to each other, because these are the announcers, Stanley Tucci and Toby Keeper. They're not actually involved, but they sit back and they commentate, especially to each other. Now, Jew, over here, you know, Ofir would be Santa. Well, he's half Jewish, you know, you have to give it to him for that, with the little bit of eyeliner, mostly black. You know, kind of okay fashion style, I guess. And of course, Bart wins the Hunger Games. Because he's fat. Alright, nearly done, wrapping it up. Last one's the Avengers. We have Logan, which is our Tony Stark. He's definitely the showmanship. Except when he starts failing and drinking, you don't really feel bad for him. Case in point. Brian Pie would be Loki, mainly because he's definitely full of bad decisions. And in the end, he is handcuffed to another guy. Black Widow would be our Kevy, of course. You know, I can't think of a kick-ass femme fatale on our dais up here than Kevy.
Hi, Anna.
Lee would be Hawkeye, because he's the one character that nobody cares about and we don't need to see a movie about. And, you know, we have Anna over here, who would be Maria Hill. Maria Hill was the person who supports Nick Fury, which of course would be Ofir, you know. Because if anybody who's going to lead who's missing a body part, that would be Ofir. And his one toe. Well, toeless, I guess. And Bart would be the Hulk, because when he can't get into his Pringles can, you know he's going to Hulk out on it. Alright, so now we're coming up to Ofir, so we're nearly done. I'll wrap this up as quick as I can. Movies that represent Ofir this year. The first one I thought was Iron Lady. You know, you think, you know, oh, he's this strong leader. Okay, you know, the old, it's almost Iron Lung Lady, but you know. Then the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, you know. It's about these old people going to live and trying to find a life for themselves after this other life that they had. I think Ofir's going to need this, because this is his life. You know, it's people coming together and then finally sleeping with one another, or people of the same age. Ofir doesn't have friends his same age. Last film is Magic Mike, and if you live with Ofir... experiences half-naked people all the time. No matter if you have to wake up early the next day and you're sleeping on the couch, half-naked people all the time. Alright, a couple more jokes. I heard Ofir had ADD as a kid, which was really sad for him. It was even worse when they sent him to a concentration camp. One last joke. Ofir and Santa are slowly becoming the same person. They're both giving, they're both jolly, slightly sandy hair a little bit nowadays. You know, there is a difference though. Santa goes down the chimney while the Jews normally go. Now my nice words. Living with Ofir was clearly the best thing. I have plenty of friends who don't call me when I leave. You know, I managed to have a credit score now, which some of you will learn in a few years. I have a credit card to my name. I don't live with my mom. I don't, I don't have to talk to her to borrow money. It's awesome. I'm still his tenant. I'm actually living in his parents' condo, but I'm paying for it myself. So I'm still indebted to him, but it's in a good way. I've had some really good years and some not so good years, but these things happen. It's life and whatnot. But I want to end on a much better note. I have the best offensive joke I could find, and I have it prepared for you. So are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So I was going, down on a guy and decided, okay, let me rim him. So I'm like, wait. Like, is that horse semen? Oh, Grandpa, that's how you died. And I'm done.
Ladies and gentlemen, George! That's what happens when you get a Facebook message from Keely saying you better fucking let him up on the dais or I'm gonna sit on you. Oh, I mean, what? Oh, lordy lord. Okay, we've now gotten to, where the fuck did she go?
She's right there. She's not there. Just announce her.
Oh, not you. The other red-haired fat one. Where is she? Okay, anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, our next dais person, yes, what? What's going on? Fat, thin, fat, yeah, I know. Anyway. Our next performer decided that she needed to improve her sex life, so she moved to Kissimmee, right across the street from Gibkins Laurel Village. Coming to you all the way from the corner of Trans and Fat. Please give a round of applause for Anna D.
I really wasn't sure what the dress code was for roasting Jews. I bet you did not see that coming. Okay, let's take off this tape. All right, Mr. Benjamin. Give it up for Logan. Wasn't he great, everybody? Logan, I really do think you have what it takes to make it in showbiz. Let me know when the Biggest Loser calls. Logan, you're so fat, hairy, and brown, I thought you were Snooki's cunt. Now, the only difference is, Snooki's cunt can only take one fist at a time. Speaking of fisting. How's it going? Good. Now, I know it's really hard to get up in front of all these people and speak. Let's just hope your roast goes better than your MC. And Police Academy. And moving to Reno. And being on the radio. You are such a fucking failure. You're a bigger failure than Lindsay Lohan in Rehab. But hey, there's still hope yet. You can't be worse than George. Too soon? Kevin, I love your new song, that Gangnam Style. It's, how do you say, special? Now, Kevin, you look like Data from Goonies, ate chunk, and got ass raped by Sloth while doing the truffle shuffle. You know, I know Goonies never say die, but they could at least say, no thanks, I'm full. Oh, speaking of George, George, I know you had a really great joke tonight, and I'm sorry Shiloh stole it. I would like to congratulate Bart on his recent engagement. Everybody give it up for Bart. I'm just so glad he could find somebody to love other than a Chinese buffet. Although I still believe she's invisible. Or some type of mythical beast. But he proposed to her at Disney on gay days. Oh, isn't that sweet? You know, I'm surprised she said yes, though. Because honestly, you're gayer than a musical production of Brokeback Mountain starring Clay Aiken. And that's coming from a drag queen.
Let him borrow your beard.
Where is Danielle? Anyways, Ofir, it really is hard to roast you. And like everybody else, I'm just gonna, try and focus on the people that you keep around you. Like, look at everybody's Republican redneck right over there, Satan. Everybody give it up for Satan. He actually made it here tonight. He put on a clean t-shirt for tonight and everything. Now, I would make a joke about you, but that's too easy. You know, like your girlfriend. Right, Dan Klein? And I'm so sad that Bri couldn't be here this evening. I'm just so sad. But if you want to hear Logan spiel a second time, you can just see the videos on YouTube. But now, moving on to the man who all guilt us into being here tonight. Ofir. Now, Ofir, I'm gonna try to keep this short because I have to poop. Constipation is no joke. Now, Ofir's had as many young men in his bed as Bright Pie's had AIDS scares. The only difference is Bright Pie got fucked. And Ofir's always going, what'd you bring me? What'd you bring me? I brought you some Jewish jokes. Ofir is so Jewish.
How Jewish is he?
He sent Hitler a gas bill. Ofir is so Jewish.
How Jewish is he?
When I asked for his number, he rolled up his sleeve. Ofir is so Jewish.
How Jewish is he?
When Obama promised change, he took a piggy bank into the voting booth. I had another one, but the constipation just... Anyways, but on a serious note, Ofir, you have truly inspired me to be the clown you see in front of you. It wasn't her. Now, you have not only inspired me, but everybody in this room. You have taught us the phrase, don't dream it, be it. Now, I would not have 3 seconds of television time if it weren't for you. Which is more than anybody else in this room has ever had, so fuck you. Now, before I sashay away, I would just like to tell you, I do love you, I appreciate you, you are a big part of my life, and I hope you continue to be. Enjoy your retirement.
It got so much better so quickly. All right. Our next performer. Oh. Anyway. Our next performer makes me feel bad every time I see him because I have sexy thoughts about people with Down syndrome. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lee!
Well, thank you very much. I cannot start until Logan's grandma takes a seat. I'm sorry. Are these roasters or people that have not seen their dicks in 2 years? Logan, how are you?
Delicious.
Good. So far this show has been hilarious and a lot of people have come to see it. So it's obviously you did not direct it. Honestly though, the target audience for Logan's plays is the handicapped because the only people that can't walk out. Look at you, you are fat and Italian, you are a guinea pig. You call your dick a nigger because it's tan and refuses to work. But Logan is a good man, do not believe what people tell you. Logan is a good man. He fights for the rights of gays. You know, just because they legalize gay marriage doesn't mean anyone's going to want to marry you. But your last boyfriend should work for Trim Spa because he managed to lose 400 pounds in a day. When I first joined this cast, Logan had a crush on me. Logan, the only way I would fuck you would be if my dick and I got into a fight and I wanted to get even. Bart!
Yes, sir.
You fat fuck. I remember when Bart killed that trainer at SeaWorld. Congratulations on your engagement, though. But I do remember, Bart was crushed with his last ex and he broke up, and she was crushed every time they fucked. You're the only guy I know with bigger tits than his fiance. George, I loved you up To Catch a Predator. George has so few friends, Mitt Romney hides his tax records on his Facebook. George, you work for Bright House, I have a favor. I keep trying to DVR The Biggest Loser, but it keeps showing me footage of your life. Now the real reason we're all here, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That hunk of shit. Have you seen it recently? I wish someone would shoot up that theater. Too soon? They call Rocky Horror a cult classic. Mainly because when you see Michael in a corset, you want to drink poison Kool-Aid. Michael, in all honesty though, when you're in drag, you remind me of Divine. By that, I mean you're fat and I wish you were dead. Hi, Murphy. Murphy gets fucked in the ass so much, his shit has to make an appointment to come out. What's the difference between Murphy and a fridge? A fridge doesn't fart when you pull the meat out. My favorite Oriental is here. Hi, Kevin. Kevin directed Shock Treatment. Sorry, that was the Asian part of me that came out. Kevin directed Shock Treatment. That stunk so bad I thought it was paparazzi's breath. Have you heard Kevin sing?
No.
I'd rather hear gunshots come from my parents' bedroom. But congratulations, he is starring in an all-Asian cast version of Lancelot, entitled A Chink in the Armor. And And without further ado, Ofir, you are a Jewish fag, or as I like to call a Hebrew. I know this is a very sad time for you. The only thing higher than your emotions is Dan Klein. I'm here to tour you a new asshole. You're Jewish, you shouldn't be roasted, you should be gassed. Oh, too soon? But thanks for doing this roast. It proves that you have a thick skin. And you come from a thick-skinned family. And if you don't believe me, just ask the lampshade factory in Germany. It's amazing, Hitler hated the Jews and he didn't even know you. But you are living proof that all the funny Jews are dead. You've made a career off singing songs over and over and over and making the same jokes over and over. We should rename you Mark with a C. Get the fuck over it. You are fat. You are a fat fuck. You eat unhealthy. Buffet after buffet after buffet. Only thing more abused than your stomach is Zoe's kid. Just write me a Facebook post later. Thanks for the food though. It was so shitty I thought you cooked it for Thanksgiving. Your arteries are more clogged than Taylor Grimes' asshole in the Altamont Mall bathroom. I want to talk about your body of work, but I can't get past your body of fat. Look at you, you old piece of shit. You're so old you got a lap dance from Moses. Only thing lower than your balls is Bright Pie's T-cell count. I've got better jokes, but I'm saving them for your funeral next year. But like a real man, Ofir has fought through adversity. Recently he had gout, he battled through unemployment, and he battled through looking like Ofir. And you may not know this, but Ofir's gay.
When did that happen?
He came out of the closet and onto Nathan's face. He likes them young. After they blow him, he burps them. Ofir, though, the charitable good man that he is, if Ofir ever wanted to donate sperm, he could just ring out one of Nathan's t-shirts. But he does do charity. He is a sister. He dresses like a nun, but to me he's more like a priest. He helps the poor, gives good advice, and he molests little boys. If you have not seen Ofir dressed up as a sister, he runs around town dressed up in white makeup. Only thing that wears more white makeup looking for attention than you is Courtney. But in all honesty, if you ever do go straight, there's a girl I want you to meet. Her name is Jenny Craig. But unfortunately, only time Ofir's fingers would ever smell like fish would be if you stuck them up Aquaman's asshole. More recently though, you've adopted a bunch of cats. They've been running around your house. When I come over, I'm not sure if you're coughing up hairballs or Nathan's pubes. And when was the last time you got laid? You do realize they legalized sodomy, right? But in all honesty, people refer to you like a queen, mainly because they want you to die from AIDS. Too soon again? But through all the adversity, remember to keep your chin up so we don't have to look at your face. But through it all, you've always told me to never give up on myself or else I'll end up looking like you. You are one of the greatest people I've known in my entire life. And through all the problems I've ever had, the one person I've always had to rely on is you. And I will love you till the day you die next year.
Funny this I know. Ladies and gentlemen, because we only have one other person on this whole dais that is any other thing than white, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your own affirmative action pack, Kimmy.
Lee Daintree, ladies and gentlemen. We are so honored you could drag your ass into a shower to be with us tonight. I want to thank Logan Donahue for inviting George over here so that we can all breathe easier knowing we won't be the unfunny one. Thanks so much, George. You know, Lee was almost not able to be here tonight, but at the last minute it turns out she's not pregnant. For once. Yay! No, really, Lee is just here in his element as the token straight guy hanging with a bunch of aging queens. Isn't that right, Scott Kreiser? Lee's been passed around more tired old queens than a bottle of poppers. Just ask Miss Sammy and Carol Lee, right, Lee? Living out your fantasy, entertaining the Golden Girls for some free weed and alcohol. Go get him, Tiger! And now, Logan Donahue, my sister friend. Isn't he adorable, folks? He's like the result of a Sasquatch raping a Mardi Gras float. Hey! Show us your... Oh my God, never mind! My eyes! Jesus! You know, I have learned so much about performing in front of a crowd from Miss Logan Woodstock Donahue. Woodstock, right? It really is. I remember Logan describing his MC script as a tailored suit made to fit his particular gifts, and I couldn't agree more, provided, of course, you're describing a type of suit you buy at Sears or Goodwill. On the discount rack. And you can see exactly what I mean because he has started his own evenings of Trash Cinema 101 at the venue on Virginia Drive. Let's give a quick round of hand. I'm so proud of him. Now, instead of Logan inviting you over to his home and babbling endlessly about nothing over a movie he's forced you to watch, you can now fork over $10 to sit in a darkened warehouse and listen to him do it to a room full of annoying strangers while you squint and try to look at 3/4 of the movie, right?
It's theater.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I know he will keep at it. Logan is nothing if not determined and tenacious. And after all, it's what keeps him going back to Hank's every night to fulfill his fantasy of getting gang raped by a bunch of slutty, busted Cabbage Patch dolls. Right? Seriously, guys, go out there and support him. Give him your hard-earned money so he can finally afford to finish the makeup job that he has only half done for the past, like, 15 years. Bitch needs money, I'm just saying. Speaking of MCing, it's a shame we couldn't get Troy Patrick Brooks up in here. I mean, yeah, exactly. In my time in the Rich Weirdoes, we've had two very talented black cast members. Granted, both of them were Amber Dixon. Troy, I feel, though, is the person who came the closest to Logan's skill at MCing. Sorry, Lee. Oh, look! Anna D's here this evening! How are you doing there, darling? I mean, you used to MC, right? Anna is, as you know, is a very well-known drag personality here in town. It's true. You know, she's been unceremoniously dumped or blacklisted from some of the hottest gay clubs in town. Isn't that right, dear? She's like Orlando's own Anna Nicole Smith. Except, you know, without the looks and talent. Or maybe like Bart said, she's more like Honey Boo Boo, except Honey Boo Boo probably has actually won a title, right? Right, Michael? Oh, I'm sorry, Anna. Anna. You know, it was Anna Deluxe, now it's just Anna D, where the D clearly stands for deficient. Defective. No. She is a great act. And you should catch her if you get the chance or if anyone's fool enough to give her the opportunity. I mean, seriously though, all the outfits, the wigs, the makeup, you know, it's just amazing how you can shoehorn the same tired old act into all those different looks. That takes that's a real show of skill, girl, unlike your tragic lip sync technique. Fantastic stuff, fantastic stuff. And now we also have our former lead transy and horror maiden with us here this evening, Bart Jones. Yes. If Bart's a fan of anything that strikes fear into people, elicit cries of terror, and pleas for mercy, you know, like hearing that he's written a script. Brevity is the soul of wit, Bart. Just saying. Pro tip. As the lead transient, Bart always put in 100%. He had his callback lines down pat. Granted, they weren't very funny, but he had those bitches memorized. And he was always dressed in that colorful outfit with that hat, which he brought with him this evening, which makes him look like the Pillsbury Doughboy got baked into a birthday cake. I guess you could say though that he was our resident Christian, right? You gotta have one at least. I remember the time he had a problem with us performing in a church. You remember that, Bart? Yeah, no problem whatsoever desecrating the memory of brutally slain high school students, but a church, that's a bridge too far. And finally we have Ofir's best known house pet, George Cuthbertson, is here. George, as we all know, used to live with Ofir, much like you would take in a charity case from an animal hospital, which left us all wondering why you never had him put down. Missed opportunities and all, right? No, George was a great roommate, right? Ofir, he was one of the few who actually paid regular rent. Isn't that right, Nathan? And now we finally get to the end-ish of the hour. Tonight we have gathered the best available talent to roast the inimitable Ofir Eyal. And looking around at the assembled roasters, Ofir, I have to ask, how fucking shitty do you feel right now? Jesus fucking Christ, would you look at the cheap and desperate collection of quasi-talent we've assembled this evening? I mean, we asked Lee fucking Daintree to load roast you. For Christ's sake. Jesus. You got everything to the sort of well-known, kind of locally to the who the fuck are you? You know, I haven't seen such a pathetic collection of wannabes and never-weres in my life, and I do local theater. But seriously, congratulations on your new job. He's now working as a property manager for, oh please, his father, Victor Eyal. Way to finally break free from your family there, Ofir. Well done. Left me in the clutches of Hippie McDipshit the Underhanded, as my new boss. Seriously though, Ofir has been much like Edna Garrett on The Facts of Life, Ofir's been kind of like a den mother to a lot of young, as people have mentioned up here, a lot of young kids. He's had more indecently young tail running around in various stages of dressing home than Jerry Sandusky's summer football camp. Too bad you've not touched me. But on a totally serious note, Ofir, you are definitely, you met me when I was 19 years old, and you were 2 years younger than I am now. So you've known me quite a long time. I just have to say that you are probably one of the most important people in my life. I looked up to you then, I look up to you now. You're like a mother figure to a lot of people in this room, a sister. You give great advice, and I'm really happy that you're in my life, and I hope that you continue to be. So congratulations on your time.
And now to finish this shit out, ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for the man who's going to take this home and see how many horrible things he has to say about us, cause, well, we said it about him. Please give a round of applause for your previous director and the man you don't have to see unless you're invading his fucking house and he's silently glaring at you for you to leave. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for Ofir Eyal!
I wish I could follow that up. I don't think I can. So I'm not going to. I'm going to finish this on a low note for all of you, and I'm sorry. But as much as I tried to think about horrible things to say about each and every one of you, and there are many of them, I decided not to. Well, I I didn't figure I could do any better than you guys did to each other, and well done. So I'm just going to say thank you guys. Thank you for being here tonight. Hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow night. Thank you for the last 10 years. Thank you for tonight, especially. Finally I got what I wanted.
Yay!
Chocolate? No, Nathan.
He's already dead!
But I figured I already blew my wad, so...
30 years ago.
Last night.
Where'd my shirts go? The braces are off.
And guess who's going home with me tonight? But I really appreciate it. So I just have one last thing to say to all of you. Oh, real quick, I have to say thank you to Keely for putting this whole thing together. Thank you for the last, how many years has it been? 22 years that we've known each other? 25 years? Too goddamn long. And thank you to all of you for coming. Thanks, Mom, for the garbage can decorations. And come back tomorrow, it'll look exactly the same. So, in closing, I'd just like to say, fuck you, I'm cool, fuck you, I'm out.